It's late in the office, the kind of late that makes carpet smell like dust and old printers. The city glows through the glass. In your inbox, a flattering invite blooms. Keynote spotlight, the kind of offer that flatters a tired ambition. Your chest tightens in the good-bad way. You can already see the travel, the rehearsals, the smiling through a weekend you promised to keep intact. You hover over reply and feel two timelines breathe behind the screen. Every yes spends a future. You whisper it and the room nods. The yes would buy praise and sell sleep. It would exchange a month of drift for one evening of applause. Nothing evil, only expensive. You watch the real price appear item by item. Mornings you've been guarding, work that needs a deeper fire, the small rituals that hold your days together. One offer, many receipts. The art here isn't hostility, it's selection. You are not swinging a gate shut on people. You are opening a door for the life you want to keep. A single no can rescue a season from being borrowed by someone else's hurry. The finger pauses, then rests on a gentler decision. Think of Nietzsche as a lantern for builders, not pleasers. He would ask what you are saying yes to with your no, the work that will outlast novelty, the shape of a day that keeps your pulse human, the dignity of caring in ways that don't bruise you. The herd wants warmth. Creation needs weather, changes of light, empty hours, wind that clears stale air. Both have their place. Only one will finish the thing that keeps calling your name. You breathe, write a kind refusal, and send it. The night exhales with you. There's one sentence that cools any crowded room later. Tonight. It begins with a message that sounds harmless. Small favor. You nod before your coffee cools. By noon it becomes 2 meetings, a deck by Thursday and a weekend check-in for you. The favor grows legs, then a calendar, then a tone that assumes you're available because you were. On paper you kept your word. In your body you broke it, and the week you meant to live slips its leash and runs for someone else's yard. Yes buys applause now and invoices you later. It smiles at the front desk and leaves the bill on your pillow. The charge arrives as hurried mornings, thin thinking, and a patience that snaps where it should bend. You don't notice the interest. Until you wake tired from work you technically finished. Look at the calendar like an autobiography. Every block says who you believed you had to be that day. Rescuer, entertainer, reliable pair of hands. String them together, and you get a story about a person trying to be good at the cost of being whole. If you never edit, strangers will ghostwrite your months and call it collaboration. You're not unreliable. You're under siege. Guilt pushes the pen. Image chooses the font. Speed prints copies before you've proofread a single page. The world loves the version of you that never pauses. It is indifferent to the wreckage that version leaves behind. Relief begins when you measure cost before charisma, hours before headlines, health before heat. Start noticing the curve of yes. At first it's light and flattering. Past a point it bends hard and drags. When the curve tilts, integrity pays the toll. You are allowed to stop at the crest and turn back toward the work that lasts. Nietzsche had a way of testing if a yes is worthy. He walked alone more than most, not out of disdain but because the air helped him think. Bad health shadowed him like weather that wouldn't move on. Pain came in seasons and still he kept walking, kept distilling, kept saying the simple thing with stubborn clarity. Imagine a figure on a path above a small town, coat turned up, notebook in a pocket, arguing kindly with himself until the argument yielded a spark. There is fierceness in him, yes, and also mercy for the person trying to live without a borrowed spine. His principle is plain enough to fit on an index card. Values are hand-carved, not inherited whole. You test them by living with them, sanding splinters, discarding veneers, keeping what rings true when tapped. He would rather see one honest cadence than a shelf of untested slogans. The world will offer you labels. He offered you tools. Become who you are. He returned to that line like a homing bird. It reads like permission and also like a standard. It does not promise ease. It promises proportion, the relief of carrying only what fits your frame. Becoming is not a costume change. It is the slow exchange of habit for likeness. Picture a small scene. You open a blank message to someone you respect and write a hard letter that protects a rare day. No flourishes, no apologies in advance, just the sentence that keeps your work honest and your pace human. You read it once, feel your pulse quiet and send. The town below keeps moving. The path above widens by an inch. He isn't a shrine here. He's a lamp for self-authorship. Bright enough to read by, soft enough not to blind. We'll try a 2-minute iron thread test he would have liked later tonight. Together, gently. Imagine a lens held steady in your palm. When it wanders, sunlight is a pleasant warmth on skin, faint and forgettable. Hold it still, and the same light gathers into a line of fire that can mark wood. Value works like that. Attention is your lens. Priorities are your hand. The world is generous with sun and stingy with focus. What you refuse gives weight to what you choose. Scattered warmth feels friendly. You say a little yes everywhere and people glow for a minute. But nothing catches. Projects stay toasted, not cooked. Relationships feel acknowledged, not nourished. Days pass like weather that never commits to rain. A burning point is rarer and more useful. It turns drift into direction, minutes into movement, and effort into heat that lasts the night. Scarcity is not meanness, it's physics. When the lens is fixed on one line, every other option dims. That dimming is where value forms. Saying no is how the flame keeps its shape. A week with 3 true aims will beat a week packed with impressive errands. A meeting with a single necessary outcome will beat one that tries to rescue everyone's agenda. What you refuse is not lost. It becomes gravity. The declined invite, the trimmed feature, the quiet hour unshared. These pull your chosen work into clarity. People start adjusting to your orbit. They arrive prepared because you made the center clear. They trust your yes because they can feel its cost. Try it with one day. Name the one fire you'll tend. Protect the hour that feeds it. Let the rest move around you like harmless weather. Speak fewer promises. Keep larger ones and let results translate. You'll feel attention thicken, decisions simplify, and noise recede naturally. We'll test this in a conversation soon. Watch who leans in. Morning begins with a calendar ping that looks harmless. A catch-all meeting. 15 minutes, 7 invitees, no agenda beyond sync. You feel the small tug to be agreeable. Then you picture the chapter waiting like uncut wood on your desk. You breathe once, taste the coffee you'd lose, and choose another weather. Your reply is warm and brief. You're stepping out to protect a writing block. Send questions and you'll answer after lunch. The invite fades. The morning stays. 2 pages arrive that wouldn't have existed if you had traded them for pleasantries. Humane boundaries don't require theater. They require sequence. Defer, define, deliver. Defer. Acknowledge the value without taking it on now. Define, state when and how you'll engage. Deliver. Keep the promise clean so trust grows instead of gossip. No apologies you don't owe. No extra paragraphs to soften the truth. Your tone carries care. Your calendar carries spine. Remember, no is a door. Leave a window. Decline the meeting. Offer the doc. Pass on the live brainstorm. Invite a concise brief. Say you're offline tonight. Set an early slot tomorrow where your attention will actually arrive. Compare the drift of 10 small yeses, 5 pings answered mid-thought, 2 quick hops, a hallway detour, a drive-by ask, with 1 true craft hour that holds its shape. The 10 leave crumbs your future self must sweep. The 1 leaves a page, a design, a decision that won't wobble next week. Depth is polite to tomorrow. Let refusal be frictionless and firm. A guardrail you don't have to defend every time you use it. People will adjust to your pace because outcomes teach faster than explanations. Practice the sequence until it becomes posture, and mornings begin to feel owned again. There's a line that resets rooms on fire. We'll place it soon. Resentment doesn't explode. It accrues. It starts in the jaw. A clamp you notice when you yawn. Sleep shortens by half an hour, then another. You wake with a film over the morning, and a sigh that arrives before calendar alerts. The day is fine, sour. You keep your promises and feel smaller. Nothing dramatic broke. You paid with parts you meant to save. Reframe it. Resentment is debt from uncollected no's. Every cowardly yes borrows against tomorrow's patience at a rate you don't see until the bill lands as edge in your voice, hurry in your hands, and a look that flickers when people ask for one quick thing. Interest compounds in gripes, late spirals, and work you finish but won't defend because it never belonged to you. You are not broken for feeling it. Your irritability is a map, not a moral failure. It draws red lines around places where you agreed past your limits. It highlights hours you promised to others, promised to sleep, craft, family, breath. Anger arrives as a courier, not a curse, carrying a message. Collect what you're owed. The notice is a no delivered soon, not a sharp tone delivered late. Respect rots when agreements are weak. Others sense the wobble and lean harder, or they stop trusting your yes because it bends under pressure. Self-respect rots faster. You watch yourself volunteer, then resent, perform, then withdraw, and the mirror learns a shrug. Strong boundaries are cheaper than cleanup. A brief refusal costs minutes. A cowardly yes taxes months. Set the tax rate to 0. Before you answer, step aside for 2 minutes, breathe to the floor, name what the ask will cost, and choose a tempo you can inhabit. Clean choices make clean days. The ritual is simple. We'll practice it next. The hallway is quiet enough to hear the building think. Coats hang like small weather systems along the wall. You pause beneath a hook and find not a sleeve, but a single thread between your fingers, as if the evening meant for you to tug it. It runs straight through memory. Rooms you chose, hours you kept, pages you finished because you guarded them. You hold it and feel a posture arrive, the kind that doesn't ask permission. 3 moves bring the thread into speech. First, breathe. In for 4, rest for 2, out for 6 until your shoulders drop and the ribs remember space. Second, name the aim. The line you serve when the room is noisy. Protect quality, keep the team human, tell the truth without knives. Third, choose the phrase that fits the thread. Short enough to carry a clean no, a conditional yes, or one question that opens a window. Whisper the reminder that keeps your hand steady. Honor the work that depends on you. Feel the coat hook against your palm, cool as an oath. Notice the hum in the vents, the way the lights quiet around the elevator. The request that felt huge begins to shrink to scale. It is 1 hour, not your life. 1 favor, not your identity. The thread holds, and so do you. Now speak from the line, not the crowd. I can deliver a strong draft by 10. This slips the quality bar. Here's the alternative. What outcome matters most? Your tone follows the thread, calm. You are not performing. You are translating your constant into words sized for the room. If pressure rises, touch the hook in your mind and breathe once. The hand finds the thread and the answer finds its shape. Bring this thread into the conversation test. The message lands in the doorway between meetings. Quick favor. Their smile sells mercy. The request sells your evening. You feel the old reflex reach for yes. You breathe once, set your shoulders level, and let the silence measure the room before words arrive. You mirror one fact, clean and small. The deck is due tomorrow. No accusation, no apology, just the shared terrain. Then one boundary you can keep. I'm offline after 6 to protect a deliverable. Finally, one path that preserves quality and pace. If you send the raw notes now, I can deliver a tight outline by 10, or we push the review to Wednesday so you get a finished pass. You aren't pleading. You're placing furniture, the room adjusts. Their urgency deflates into proportion. Outline by 10 works, they say, surprised to feel helped rather than blocked. A teammate nearby nods and adds context you would have missed at sprint speed. The air cools 2 degrees. You type a brief confirmation and return to the work that actually depends on you. Respect rises because your tempo teaches. The calm is not indifference. It is stewardship. People learn the rhythm of your help, mirror, boundary, path. You give them certainty about what you will do and what you won't. And certainty is oxygen in crowded rooms. Minutes later, the calendar reflects reality, not heroics, and the project begins to move on rails instead of adrenaline. Close the loop from earlier. Gravity belongs to those with limits. When you keep yours, others keep theirs, and the team gets taller by inches you can feel. Keep the thread, keep the lantern, and let your no stay human and exact. Here is the sentence, sturdy. Let's slow to facts and next steps. Say it as if you're straightening a picture frame. No edge, no apology, a neutral path laid down in heat. It works in studios, kitchens, boardrooms. It doesn't accuse or defend. It organizes. Picture the stand-up unraveling. Updates blur. A rumor flares. Someone turns a question into a jab. The team's pulse stacks. Eyes hunt a villain. You breathe to the floor and place the line on your exhale. Let's slow to facts and next steps. Oxygen returns. A developer names the failing tests. Another proposes a rollback behind a flag. The sharpest voice lowers because clarity does not compete. No one is humiliated. The work is fed. Authority is the quiet that survives pressure. It's not louder. It lasts longer. Your steadiness lets other minds hear themselves. The sentence borrows its strength from that steadiness and gives it back to the room as rails. Nietzsche would nod at the refusal inside this move. You are refusing spectacle in favor of making. You're turning energy from reaction into construction. The no is not a sulk. It's a yes to the thing that still needs to exist tomorrow morning. Your breath becomes a workshop. The sentence, a tool that fits any grip. Use it without ceremony. Write it at the top of agendas. Speak it in hallways. Put it in family chats. Repeat it until people arrive pre-organized, offering evidence and options instead of volume. Repeat it until your own nerves anticipate the drop to ground and follow. Repetition turns posture into character, and character into quiet culture. Keep line ready. When fire arrives, you won't perform. You'll host the work. That's how order returns without apology or aggression, and how the room learns to keep center with you. You start noticing mornings that arrive already clear. Coffee tastes like itself again. The list you keep is shorter, heavier, and the work on it holds you instead of hurrying you. Messages still come, but they wait their turn. Your attention walks rather than runs. Friends remain, fewer and deeper, with conversations that finish their sentences and leave quiet in the corners. The week stops leaking. The room of your life regains its walls. Return to the night office. The same city glow on glass. The same flattering invite pulsing in your inbox. Your breath is steadier now. You see the hidden invoice without drama. You read once, touch the iron thread, and answer from the line that runs through your days. The refusal is kind and exact. The evening opens. The next morning keeps its promise, and the work you chose grows roots. This is what the saved yes looks like, rarer, truer, strong enough to lift tomorrow. You say yes to the page that needs you, the team that listens, the child who wants you present, the walk that returns your mind to human size. The calendar starts reading like a story you meant to write, not a pamphlet you grabbed at the door. Keep a gentle charge. Before you reply, find the iron thread. Before you decide, let the portico slow your pulse. Before you sleep, open the night window a finger wide and let the day hand back what it borrowed. Small rituals, large sovereignty. Guard your hours. They will crown you back. The world will still ask, still hurry, still perform. You will carry a sentence for fire and a calm that travels. If this feels like home, walk with us. Fewer rooms, deeper chairs, patient work, and a pace that lets meaning arrive on time.